Hi, and welcome to this session of Knife Coach. In this session, I'm going to be showing you something that I call respect for life. You read the article, you'll understand more about what I'm speaking about here, but it's an overriding respect and honoring of life rather than the disregard for it and the taking of it. It's not so good. Whether it's this society, that society, in the past or now, it can create feuds, wars, and vengeance paths, vengeance trails that last for generations. So we avoid that. We can neutralize the opponent, being skilled at what we do, but we don't necessarily always have to seek the terminal demise of that opponent. It shows restraint, and if you're looking at legalisms, I'll just leave you with this: the courts will always recognize restraint. So show restraint if you can. All right, I'm going to talk about defanging the snake. That one is one of the first things. Andy, come on in. Good to see you. All right, in defanging the snake, that means if he reaches out for me to hurt me, I'm going to cut that limb. He would do the same. This is a common trait amongst knife fighters, to snipe at the offending limb. If I'm trying to hurt him with this hand, he snipes at it until he can cut it and make me drop my knife. It's fair game that if I'm out here and put this hand in, he'll snipe that and cut that, because that was the hand trying to hurt him. Defanging the snake could be even cutting the leg if a person tries to kick you, that you'd reach out and cut or stab that leg. So it means to let the person live. It's one of the first things you're taught in FMA. Because if, and go ahead and just drop the knife as if I had cut you. When I come in here and I do make the cut here, deep on those cuts, and I do this, well, he's a skilled practitioner. You notice what he just did? He grabbed my hand. He could probably still take that knife away from me and block it. See, that's what we're talking about. So, you don't do that. When you go to bargain position, you're allowing him to bargain for his life rather than taking it right away, which you could. So when I defang his snake here, that goes away. I don't do this like a dummy. I go into here and trap. Now this is very hard for him to put a counter on me. In this method, like in Wing Chun, they tell you, if I'm punching, the fist doesn't move first, the elbow will punch first. The forearm does this. You're seeing the hand is not shooting out towards him, but instead this part of my upper forearm is cantilevering this way. Now I hit. This way I trap his limb against his body. Otherwise, I just hit him and he can hit me. It's a trade. It's no better than normal boxing. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but if you're going to box, stay in the proper range. If you're going to bridge here, then come in. Use that forearm as you're striking. This is the same for a knife fighter. It's the same thing. So when I come in to defang, I could come in here, I could come in on both hands. I'm going to use that position. Those of you who may have seen our solo training session on Knife Coach, I believe it was the last one, number 7, you'll see this talked about again. Why we see the relativity between the Kung Fu style of close quarter punching, like Wing Chun, and how the knife fighter deploys himself using the same principles and hand positions to control the adversary that the Kung Fu man does. So that's what we're looking at, this defanging the snake. Now you say, if he come at me here, sure, I might go here and cut his throat, but you're going straight for the kill again, and that may be necessary, but probably isn't. So working off the concept of defanging the snake, I want you to get used to taking him then to bargain position. Bargain position doesn't always have to be just me with my forearm on his forearm or towards the neck. If Andy were to stab me in the guts, we'll say here, and I come across into this, here's another bargain position. If I were to take him on into here, that's a bargain position. It's also a shield for me. We learn these so that we don't have to kill. Because if we did the same thing and came in here, disarmed him here, and cut his throat, stabbed him in the heart, wow, that's pretty brutal. That's pretty terminal. You must definitely be in a lethal force situation to where you're terrified and you feel you need to hurt this guy to that degree. Otherwise, since you've disarmed him and you drop his knife, why would you kill him? Why would you cut his throat and stab him like that? That would be totally illegal. By the time I get here and do this, run. Get the hell out of here. Don't chase him down and do this shit. You'll go to jail. So we have to see that not only is this morally and ethically the proper way to behave, if you can, it's also legally a sound method of operation too, to keep you from overkill and getting into trouble. That's not what we're here to do. We don't want what we say, we don't want our skills with the knife that I'm sharing with you to ruin your life. We want them to enhance and help your life. So you have to follow these rules, otherwise this will turn around and bite you in the ass quickly. Our old friend, may he rest in peace, Master Sonny Umpad, used to say, don't go to the dark side. And it's true. Stay away from the dark side, the killing, the ugliness of the knife, and be a higher level person, higher level profession, and be the master and save your life and save his life as well. That's part of it. So I want you to remember this and practice it when you can in your training and even in the street. All right, I'm going to get James in here and look a little bit about these returning blade techniques I talked about. James, come on in. In this case, I got the knife, he has the knife, and I don't have a knife. So, returning blade, I'm just going to show you from a static thing. He could be swinging and then I'll pass and do all that. But I just want to talk about, this is more about philosophy and understanding than it is technical right now. So, if he's got this, we'll say, at my neck, he's robbing me. All right. If he lets go of the knife when I do this, and he just lets go, just, you know, he made the decision to save his life. I can take him to bargain point and say, just get out of here, don't make me return this knife to you. But if his heart is so evil that when I make this same action here and he holds on and I look, oh God, he fell on his own knife. What a bummer. But you know, I didn't do this. I didn't decide. He decided. The greater power, the Creator decided. The evil in his own heart was so great, he couldn't let go, he fell on his own blade. But if he's just an angry drunk and he let go, well, take him to bargain and say, get the hell out of here and go home to your family. I give you your life back. So, in the sense of the returning blades, they make the judgment as to life or death. Again, you don't. You are not in that position. If we are in this here, and I do this one here, once again, if he holds, see, I'm going to bend this right over into his neck, and there we go, too bad for him. But if he lets go, I might just put this here, put it in his arm like this, put it in his belly, and say, back off. Even then, if I'm trying to be kind and he goes for that knife there, I just go like that, just bang and hit it, and it'll go right in. I can still cover him. But the idea behind all these is the energy that he gives me, not what I'm doing. I allow him to make the decision. And I'm giving you only as an example, a static example of how this works. Some of you are looking at this and going, that would never work. Keating would cut his hand and all that. You've never been with me. You don't know that. You can only talk such smack if you've been with me. And if you haven't, you don't know anything. Those who have been with me know I can do this with real training knives, whatever it is. I can do that, and I won't get cut. But you will. So, don't judge the world by your own shitty standards. Because you can't do it, don't say this guy or this gal can't do it. They well may be able to. So when we do these things, I'll explain this one more time. When I do something like this, if I grab this knife around the edge and tried to pull, I will lose my fingers. And that is not what I'm doing. When I make this pass here and stabilize this knife, I'm grabbing it in a pinch grip. And you work for years to get it. You won't be cut. It's right at the hilt and you're off the edge. You stabilize the knife. You never move the knife. You move the man. That's the secret. Then you can do whatever you want. The same way here. If I'm like this, I don't move this knife. I just simply pinch grip it, salute, and turn. Now, at that point, I'm not going to drop the goddamn knife. This doesn't work. This is how you get caught. Stabilize, turn. The knife comes right out. You have that option. So remember, move the man if you do these, not the blade. The blade is stabilized in every instance using a pinch grip. You do that, you never hurt your training partner, you never make accidental kill, you never get cut. And to say, with a little practice, you can do this, I guarantee you can. It's a well-respected technique, and once you learn it, you can do it in many variations. And there's many returning blades. They all depend upon his spirit or moral spirit guiding him to either let it go and live or to keep a hold of it trying to kill me, which eventually kills him. This again is a form of bargain position because you're giving them their life if they will allow it. So I want you to kind of think about that. Thank you, James. Think about that and practice this. It's not a hard thing to do this respect for life. Many of us are becoming more and more spiritually awakened every day. Many of the Shaolin priests in the past were highly spiritual people, but if you accosted them or tried to rob them, they'll kick your ass. So the combination of spirituality, awakening as a human being, along with the protection to preserve that awakening and carry that word forth has always been a great combination on the warrior priest level of things. So I want you to consider this, that you are a warrior priest as well, and that you must expound on things both philosophical, those things moral and ethical, as well as those things tactical and strategic. Otherwise, we're just assassins, we're murderers, common thugs, and that's unacceptable. So we keep the higher standards. The high standards that we keep allow us to traverse the good side of the blade, the light side versus the dark side. I'm your knife coach, and I thank you for watching the Knife Coach series, and I hope it's helped you in your quest to become a better knife player and a better overall martial artist. Salute.